Imagine standing completely alone in a sea of 50,000 people who want nothing more than to see you fail. It's October 1932. America was bleeding. The Great Depression has crushed the human spirit, leaving millions with empty pockets and broken dreams. However, on this afternoon in October 1932, at Wrigley Field, the desperation of a nation collides with the defiance of one man, Babe Ruth. He stands at the plate, suffocated by a deafening wall of hatred and brutal insults from the opposing dugout. He has 2 strikes, and he is 1 pitch away from humiliation. But in that fraction of a second, when the weight of the world was too heavy to bear, the Bambino doesn't flinch. He raises his hand, points into the distance, and decides to write his own destiny. This isn't just a story about a home run. This is the story about the fragile moment a man chose hope over fear and transformed a desperate game into an immortal legend. The 1932 Babe Ruth Called Shot. October 1932, the friendly confines of Wrigley Field is a boiling cauldron of pure hatred. 50,000 screaming fans alongside a vicious Chicago Cubs dugout are screaming insults at the biggest icon in Major League Baseball, Babe Ruth. To understand the called shot, you have to understand the hatred. This wasn't just a baseball game. It was a blood feud. The Yankees and Cubs genuinely despised each other. The tensions exploded when the Yankees openly mocked the Cubs for being cheap with their playoff bonus money. By the time the World Series shifted to Chicago, the Cubs fans were ready for war. They threw lemons and rolled up newspapers at Babe Ruth. The Chicago Cubs dugout hurled insults so vulgar they were scrubbed from the next day's paper. However, Babe Ruth was furious, but he didn't shrink. He thrived in chaos, and in his first at-bat, he crushed a 3-run homer. However, the Cubs fought back, tying the game, and by the 5th inning, the stadium was shaking, and the crowd wanted blood. Bruce steps up for his 3rd at-bat against Cubs pitcher Charlie Root. Every single person in Wrigley Field is on their feet screaming. Charlie Root fires a strike. Ruth watches it pass, holds up 1 finger, and barks at the Cubs dugout. That's 1. Next pitch, a ball. Then strike 2. The crowd erupts, sensing Ruth is cornered. The Cubs bench warmers push to the edge of the dugout, screaming that the legend is washed up. And then it happens. Babe Ruth steps back, makes a distinct gesture, and some witness swore he pointed directly at the Cubs dugout to silence them. Others, including legendary teammates, swore he finger-pointed directly over the center field wall. 440 feet away, he was telling them exactly where the next pitch was going to land. Pitcher Charlie Root sneers, and he delivers a changeup. The ball explodes off Babe Ruth's bat. It soars high and farther than any ball ever hit in the friendly confines of Wrigley Field at the time, clearing the center field scoreboard and landing on Sheffield Avenue. For over a century, historians have debated, did Babe Ruth really call it? Pitcher Charlie Root denied it until his dying day, insisting he would have thrown a fastball at Ruth's head if he had tried to disrespect him like that. Babe Ruth himself, initially vague, loving the romance of the mystery. But does the truth even matter? Whether he was pointing at the dugout, or the pitcher, or the bleachers, the result was a cultural earthquake. In the face of overwhelming hostility, Babe Ruth delivered the most theatrical, high-stakes home run in Major League Baseball history. He didn't just hit a ball, he authored it. Over 95 years has passed since Babe Ruth stepped into the batter's box and created a moment that still captivates baseball fans around the world. Whether you believe he called his shot or think it became baseball folklore, one thing is certain: few athletes ever commanded a moment quite like Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth's swing became Major League Baseball history. His gesture became legend, and his story became immortal. So what do you think? Did Babe Ruth really point to center field and predict his home run? Let us know in the comments below, as we would love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this documentary, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to Baseball Legends Chronicles. And turn on post notifications so you never miss another story about the legends who built the game that we love. As always, thanks for watching.